to the archer, analogy bound in deceit. Let me explain. The plot of the novel spans 9 pages with the illustrations and 7 without. A stranger arrives in town looking for Tetsuya, a prodigal master archer, the best in the country. He soon discovers that Tetsuya retired from the craft into a life of anonymity as a carpenter in a town where people have never seen him wield a bow. A boy agrees to take him to Tetsuya. There's a motive behind the stranger's arrival. He came to challenge Tetsuya and prove to everyone, or perhaps himself, that he is indeed better than the old master. Tetsuya reluctantly accepts the challenge and rather quickly defeats him with a display of incredible archery. The stranger admits defeat and heads home, inspired by Tetsuya's skills and words of wisdom. Having witnessed Tetsuya's impeccable skills, the awestruck boy requests Tetsuya to teach him the way of the bow. What follows are pages upon pages of fortune cookie quotes pinning archery as a metaphor for life, and the delivery is honestly underwhelming. These include mundane lines like "trust your intuition and pay no attention to what anyone else may say." Here's another interesting line from the book. Once the arrow has gone, it will not come back. So it is better to interrupt a shot because the moments that led up to it were not sufficiently precise and correct, than to act carelessly simply because the bow was fully drawn and the target was waiting. That is precisely what I have to say about this sentence. It should have been interrupted before publishing. Let me draw a page from my own life. Like many people, The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho was one of the first novels I've read. Arguably, it's the book that got me into reading outside my academics. At the time, I found the book inspirational, even life-altering perhaps. Recently, I reread The Alchemist, and I felt nothing. I wouldn't call it a waste of my time, but I found the book to be meh. It may be because I have since grown as a reader, having read hundreds of books after that. Perhaps it resonated with me so much because it came to me at a time in my life when I needed something to inspire or encourage. But this time, I didn't get anything out of it. Books have a habit of doing that, don't they? They're incredibly personal. A book like The Archer will always be polarizing and hard to recommend. Some will find it silly, while others may find it deeply thought-provoking. I have nothing against Paulo Coelho. I wouldn't say that his books are for everyone, but the opposite might be true too. At the right time, it might be everything for someone who needs it. So where does that leave us with The Archer specifically? I believe that books like these will do more harm than good. And frankly, this wouldn't have sold nearly as much if it weren't for Paulo Coelho's brand attached to it. Well, good for him. Some of you might be thinking, why be so harsh on a 20-minute book? To which I'd say, I genuinely believe that you are better off spending your 20 minutes elsewhere. Do something you love, meditate, or sketch something perhaps. Books like these will always be there. They exist in a bubble of their own, and they will inevitably create a market around them. There's nothing fundamentally wrong with that. And if you enjoy these books, what I say shouldn't matter. But it may rob people, especially new readers, of the opportunity to appreciate good books with real insight. Books that will make you cry, laugh, or guide you through the darkest of times. I do not want to be the person who deters you from reading a book, no matter what my personal opinions are. If you are still intrigued by The Archer, give it a go. The illustrations are beautiful, and the good thing is, you can finish reading it really fast. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe. Peace.